The build up to SummerSlam so far has been kind of lackluster, which is ironic because I feel like the potential for SummerSlam absolutely knocking out the park is relatively high. I am your wrestling the Super World Champion, Lil Jon Vaughn, and if I can be real, something tells me that SummerSlam is absolutely going to slap against all odds. Hey, if you like wrestling content, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Keep your boy over on the Twitch because we will be doing a 24-hour stream heading into SummerSlam. So hey, feel free to do that. Links down below. Into the video. At the time of this recording, so far what has been confirmed is Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the US title. Rhea versus Liv for the women's world title. Bayley versus Nia for the women's championship. Priest versus Gunther for the world title. And Cody versus Solo for the undisputed title. With some people speculating CM Punk versus Drew or Seth, maybe even a triple threat, as well as Sammy versus Braun versus Ilya for the IC title. Now, again, like I said at the beginning of the video, build hasn't been all there. Build really has not been all there. And if I could be honest, if this was the old days with Vince still booking things, I probably would not be watching SummerSlam this year. I'll be real. And if I was, I wouldn't be doing some whole big 24-hour stream, which again, hey, the Twitch links below. But quite frankly, with how Triple H has been doing, and I remember there is a similar situation we found ourselves in for that Backlash. With a card, hey, at face value, it looks kind of meh. It was alright. Build was also Lo and behold, we find ourselves sitting here with a storyline type build, with the exception of the whole Punk McIntyre stuff. Everything else doesn't feel SummerSlam worth. I'll be real, whenever WWE does not build its pay-per-views up sky high, especially dominantly Triple H under the reins, shows usually absolutely all types of ass. Now, I could be wrong and all, and you could also bring in the argument of, hey, the reason why, say, a Backlash was absolutely killing it is because of the crowd and the wrestling was good. But we aren't in international waters for SummerSlam. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, and for all we know, hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the show will be boring as all hell. Maybe the crowd will not be awake for the majority of it. And maybe, just maybe, this could be the most boring Triple H booked show in a long time. Especially with how Friday Night SmackDown has been feeling as of lately. But hey, the worst Triple H shows still far outclass the worst. Or sometimes even, maybe not the best, but some of the good level Vince McMahon stuff. Now, I'll redo predictions when the card is finalized, probably around this time next week. But I could see Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley having a really enjoyable match. They've also been having a probably the best, out of the confirmed matches, best build so far. Especially if they make this a ladder match with Dom hanging in the balance. This, from an in-ring standpoint, is going to be absolutely enjoyable. From the Douglas storyline perspective, is absolutely slap. Bayley versus Nia, I'll be honest with you, there's only one way I want this to end, and that is with Nia walking out with the title. And let me emphasize this. Nia walks out with the title. I do not want to see, and let me repeat myself, I do not want to see Tiffany cash in. I would love it if you could have our Miss Money in the Bank not only get a custom briefcase, but on top of it, to top it all off, stop having people cash in the briefcase not that long after they get hold of it. Please, I beg. Io was the longest outside of Carmella to hold the briefcase, and even then she cashed it in the following pay-per-view. I don't care how you feel about Dave and how long he held that briefcase. What does that to do with this? Have Tiffany have a decent amount of time with that briefcase and let Nia Jax have an enjoyable reign. I know that does not mean have her cash in on Liv Morgan either. I want Nia and Liv to be the champions walking out of SummerSlam. That's also a bit of a prediction, but I don't know. WWE doesn't advance, I think, women's those stuck on briefcase for over 5 bucks. Also, let me stop, because, good lord, I don't remember how good YouTube is when it comes to censoring and swears, so let me cease. But then you have Logan Paul and LA Knight, which you already know is going to be an absolute banger. I could see the two showing off far more than you would expect. And hey, Logan Paul needs to drop that title. He's not doing much anything with the title, barely appearing in. If I can be honest, Logan Paul's title reign is disappointing. Really. I was legitimately, I will say this full-heartedly, I was hyped when he first won the title. Not to say, maybe the start of what could be the escalation of Logan Paul going from the celebrity outsider to world champion. But if I can be honest, I no longer care to see him in the world title scene ever. If you are going to have a title reign where you're this much of a part-timer, it kills all hype. And in all honesty, I just don't. Maybe it's being a villain. I don't know. I ain't feeling it. That being said, you know what I do feel? It's long overdue for us to put a title on not Logan Paul, on LA Knight. It is long overdue, and I will say this as well. There is a finite amount of time you can go ahead and stall and hold off, not give him a title, not give him the big one. And I'll say this as well, this doesn't mean that I don't want him to. I want him to win now and over and over again, because after a certain point, I mean, let's be real, it starts being relatively damaging. You start to genuinely damage what goods you have here with LA Knight. If you have him lose against Logan Paul, that'll be what, his third, fourth fifth, that's no, sixth, good lord, sixth big match, because he lost last year and this year's Money in the Bank. He lost against Roman Reigns twice, or what was it, 3 times or so? No, twice, I believe. There's but so many times you wander this man before you run the risk of potentially going, well, WWE has no real intent with him, so why should I? I hope that's just me being over dramatic, but I do hold that genuine fear. I don't know. This is Nia Jax's time. Let her go ahead and win the title. Priest and Gunther, I'll be real, I'm worried, retain. And it does feel like maybe this is the world deciding to play games and jokes with me, because every single every single defense Damian has had, I sat here and went, you know what? I see Drew to him. You know what? I see, who knows, maybe Jay will not, but you know what? I see McIntyre. And then every single time, Reese winds up winning. You know what? I kind of see Gunther in this match. See it happening. It does feel like they're trying to book some sort of longer with Damian Priest, and they don't feel like they're really Gunther to be the world champion right now. I hope I'm wrong. That being said, I can see these two having a full match. Cody and Solo, on the other hand, I mean, hey, Roman is going to come back. When Roman comes back, it doesn't matter how this match goes. It's going to blow the roof off. That being said, this being the main event though, but it's going to absolutely blow the roof off. Roman Reigns, first time since WrestleMania, first time in what, nearly half a year, a quarter of a year, at least see Roman pop up. And on top of that, for the first time since this time around, hey, it's actually gonna work. And then there's the non-announced matches, which maybe they'll happen, maybe they won't. You can't tell me that CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and or Seth Rollins, they're going to tear the house. They're going damn if they do decide to have, which they most likely will. That being said, surprised if it's Seth and Punk. I can see Punk winning. Drew tries to interfere, messes up, Punk gets the victory, who knows? And then I also add some fire for the split, potentially, probably at Mania. And truth be told, probably should happen. A little concerned considering how WWE is a little bit, I'm gonna be real with you, they kind of miss when it comes to dragging the storylines out. Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso, that was a miss, a storyline drag out. Cody Rhodes and the whole Bloodline story, miss. The only one I would say is a hit that comes to the top of my mind, if you even want to count it, is Logan Paul and LA Knight. That, hey, I guess I'll have to give it to you. I have to give it to you. But if there's any match that has the potential, you know what? Screw it. Even this match here, even with the Drew and Punk stuff, that has been a hit-ish. Because I'll be real, that with this stuff with Priest getting all of his championship matches with some interference, even though you know he's supposed to try to use setting up as a babyface, and having every single match that Drew has, with the exception of winning the briefcase itself, he gets screwed over and over. It's kind of bothering me a little bit, but even still, they've been able to prolong this storyline relatively well. I could see it going all the way from one WrestleMania to the other. And again, they will tear the house down. And need I talk about if we do have that triple threat, Sammy, Braun, Breakker, Dragunov? That is gonna be banger after banger after banger. I don't know. Let me know y'all's thoughts down in the comments below. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.